David Normandeau is in his 14th year with Precisely. In January this year, I said to him he must have started in kindergarten. In January this year, he relocated from Boston to Brisbane to lead sales of the Precisely Data Integrity Suite to banking and financial services accounts in Australia and New Zealand. Their topic today is a business-first approach to building data governance programs. Please welcome, first, David Normandeau.
Yeah, thanks. So I love being sandwiched between two very intelligent people. Dr. Yao, that was very, very impressive. Before I bring Esther up, I just wanted to kind of frame the challenges and the opportunities that exist. We're going to be talking about data governance, but this will just take a couple minutes. First of all, we're coming into what is for many of us going to be a 4-day holiday. And the fact that you're all here today, not taking a 5-day holiday, means that you understand the importance of data governance. And the good news is most of the CEOs out there, most of the CEOs that we work for, and most of the CEOs or leaders in our industry really want to drive their organizations to be more data-driven. If you look at some statistics out there, by the end of next year, $6.8 trillion, I think that's US dollars, will be spent globally on digital transformation initiatives. If you look at just this year alone, will be about $200 billion spent on data infrastructure. And I think, more importantly than all this money being spent is the number of chief data officers that have been hired over the last 10 years. If you look back 10 years ago, that role barely existed, right? And today, most large organizations have chief data officers. And in many cases, those CDOs report directly to CEOs. Now, in spite of all that staggering amount of investment in people and technology, there are some underlying challenges. Most senior level data executives still don't completely trust the quality of the data that's used in their organizations to make important business decisions. Integrating that data is still a challenge, even though ETL's been around for over 20 years. And one of my first sales jobs was selling ETL software, and yet today that's one of the biggest challenges large organizations have. And then thirdly is enrichment. More and more you can't just look at the data or analyze the data that's generated within your organization. Organizations need to go outside their four walls to access third-party data, bring that data in, enrich the data sets they have in order to gain a competitive advantage. And then finally, an area that's kind of near and dear to Precisely is location. More and more it's like the context of that data is very important. You can't just look at kind of a transaction. Understanding the location of that transaction and all the underlying data around it can really help organizations. So at Precisely, we think the goal is to get to a high level of data integrity. So we define data integrity as data that has a high level of accuracy, consistency, and context. So it's data you can trust to make important business decisions. So getting there, it's a journey, right? So it's not like one day the chief data officer, comes in and says, hey, we're going to have this great initiative. We're going to get 100% data integrity in our organization. And we're going to start today. And then a year and a half from now, success is announced. We've achieved data integrity. Really, it's an ongoing effort. It's an effort that really never ends. And where you start on that journey really depends where you have the biggest challenge and the greatest opportunity, right? So we see kind of 5 areas: integration, governance, quality, location, and enrichment. And again, where you start really depends on where you can get the biggest bang for the buck. So to that end, I'm going to introduce Esther, who's going to talk about a business-first approach to data governance, a very important step on your journey to data integrity.
Thanks.